case you are an army lobbyman, I want to know what is the average salary of an army lobbyman. In case it's enough for me, I would consider to apply for this kind of job.
Perhaps a few tips about how to lobby MEPs. So one way to convince them is to invite them to party with you. So our colleagues in the tobacco business did that last year. For instance, there was this nice bar in Hamburg called the Paix bar. The last bit is there's been an unfortunate campaign against us in the past years by transparency campaigners. Especially a nasty NGO called Corporate Observatory. It has been demanding transparency on lobbying. Because, you know, there's this silly idea that lobbyists have power and, you know, power should be accountable. Well, we've fought best we could, but unfortunately we've lost this one. So now there's this register of lobbyists on which you have to register. And so you have to declare who you are, what your budget is, whose client you're working for, and on which dossier you're lobbying. You know, there was a problematic thing for us, is that a particular research project has been supported with public money. The outcomes of the research project should be public, you know, so that, you know, the taxpayer should see what its money has been used for. Well, in the defense industry, we don't like that. We've actually used law firms, which is called Clifford Chance. His work was very useful in convincing the parliament that anything funded for security, even with public money, should stay secret. Yeah, much better. For lobbying in those ways, you need to build credibility, and so you need to have a good network. And so ELS very recently hired almost the highest level person he could hire, Jean-Claude Trichet, the former governor of the European Central Unities.
Maybe for your information, some people might call this practice the revolving door. For example, the American company Boeing, you might know, since some years has their president of the EU and NATO relations is a former diplomat for the Netherlands, Joris Vos. He has a lot of contacts from his diplomatic life that he obviously brought when they do manage to get a lot of contracts.
The one we're here today is called Security and Defense Agenda. So the way it is structured is a board which is made of very prestigious names. Those people are just for the show because you don't ever see them. The think tanks has members, and the members are basically all the defense companies in Europe and in the US and in Israel. It's basically the entire defense industry. The debates, because typically it always happens like, say, 1 month, 2 months before very important votes in the European Parliament, and in the room you will have the people at the Commission who drafted the text, the people in the Parliament who are the rapporteurs of the text. But the Security and Defense Agenda doesn't only organize meetings and debates, it also produces reports for, you know, the clients who paid for it. The way they organize it's quite interesting because both the think tanks actually always pretend that they are neutral platforms for debate, you know, as if neutrality could ever exist in politics. They don't have any idea by themselves. They just want for clients to tell them what kind of ideas they should have. So this is the meaning of neutrality in politics. It means I'm for sale. We are also very sensitive to, you know, the ecological and environmental constraints and problems. And so BEA has built a very nice thing. They're now producing lead-free bullets, you know, because lead is a problem for the environment. So now they're, you know, producing environment-friendly bullets. Which is
nuclear submarines?
No, I'm talking about normal bullets. Yeah, of course, I hope they will be used on the submarine too. But I'm talking about, you know, your average daily gun. You know, so when you kill someone with a gun, it won't be bad for the environment anymore. That's good progress, I think.
It's less lead.
Yes.